Since 14th of November 1994, Camelot has been successfully operating the UK's national lottery. Since then, its players have raised more than £18.6 billion for good causes, with lottery distributors funding 240,000 individual grants, from thousands of small awards that have transformed communities and improved quality of life, to the funding of multi-million-pound iconic landmark projects like the Tate Modern in London, the Eden Project in Cornwall, and the Odyssey in Belfast. Over 70% of adults play regularly. Over 96% of adults live or work within 2 miles of a lottery terminal. More than 1,900 millionaires have been created so far, and around 4 million people win a prize on the National Lottery every week. Camelot is currently preparing its bid for the next licence to run the lottery. The company is confident that it will enter a very strong bid to win the competition, and is finding the nature of the competitive process invigorating and challenging. However, nothing is being taken for granted, and as a single-purpose company, it does not escape staff that if Camelot is not successful, in 2009 when the current licence expires, the company will cease to exist and so might their jobs. What is the impact on staff of an uncertain future for the company? Despite great optimism and excitement around the entire business about the bid, how do the senior management team and Camelot's body People Function make sure that morale does not dip and that every employee is kept motivated at this crucial time for the business?
I think the culture of a business plays a major role in how successful that company is. And we're a bit of an unusual company because at most we have a 7-year life and then we're sort of bidding for another licence. So it's a sort of rocky road that we go through. But because we are very close to each other, very honest, very transparent, and we are passionate about what we do, then the culture has a major effect on the success of the business. If I had to describe the company culture here, I would say it's very much a can-do culture. We're a young company, we're only about 12 years old, and my predecessor was lucky enough to be able to take a blank sheet of paper and create the type of organisation that he wanted. So we've got best practice in everything we do.
The team at Camelot is strong, energetic and determined. We asked Steve Thompson what measures were in place to maintain that amid the unsettling period of a licence competition which will ultimately decide the company's future.
Well, inevitably, the lottery licence renewal process creates uncertainty for staff, and that in turn will create a certain amount of anxiety. But there's lots of things that we can do within the organisation to try and help people through that unsettling period. We've taken a clear strategic decision to continue to invest in all our people development activities through the whole cycle of the bid period. We've not cut back in any way, shape or form. In fact, if anything, we've invested more because we recognise that continuing to provide career development opportunities through this unsettling period is really critical when it comes to encouraging people to stick with our organisation.
There's nothing revolutionary in the idea of face-to-face contact, particularly though this year when the organisation is under more pressure as we have to run the business and at the same time write a massive bid. We thought it was really important to make sure that we had face-to-face contact regularly put in the diaries. In the normal course of events, we'd be out and about face-to-face regularly anyway. In this particular year, there's a real tendency for us to be much more head down than we would have been otherwise. So the purpose of setting up the Open House Forum was to make sure that there was a regular occasion when the senior management team, the leadership team, could be out in the more remote sites on a regular basis.
Camelot strengthened their management of human resource policy and practice in 2005 and restructured the HR department, renaming it the People Function. Internal communications has had a massive overhaul in the last 18 months.
We've done a lot of work in the last 18 months to overhaul communications at Camelot. We have a very diverse audience here. We have people who work from home, we have people who work in call centres, we have people who work in our distribution warehouse, and of course we have office-based staff. So what we've had to do is ensure that our communication channels can accommodate all of these different people. The senior team at Camelot are very switched on to the value of internal communications. In fact, in many instances, they're the drivers, they're the ones that want to see it improving constantly and give me fresh challenges. So in that sense, we work together. We are really driving things forward.
By restructuring the HR department and massively increasing the role of internal communications, Camelot is able to provide much better communications to all 900 staff. This way, they can be certain that everyone feels very much a part of the company, with a role to play in an uncertain future. Camelot encourages employees to engage in community activities, and every employee is entitled to 4 hours volunteering time a month. Camelot believes that employee volunteering gives individuals valuable opportunities to learn new skills and can help them achieve a better work-life balance, as well as benefiting local communities.
I think volunteering benefits me and Camelot in that I get a great deal of pleasure doing it. It makes me feel very valued. I think it's awesome that Camelot allow us to do that, and I see appreciation at my school every time I go. And I've also got match funding now for the work I do, which means for every hour I spend in school, the school gets £20. So if I do the full 48 hours a year, the school gets just under £1,000.
The 4 hours volunteering that I do per month means a great deal to me. I go and visit a 96-year-old lady, her name is Maud. I get great pleasure from that, and I get the great pleasure from seeing the enjoyment she gets each week from those visits.
Community involvement's a really integral part of our overall employee wellbeing programme. After all, the success of our organisation is all about having committed, dedicated, hard-working, but ultimately very motivated people. And one of the ways that we feel people are motivated in our organisation is by having the opportunity to put something back into the community, by taking part in community team challenges or volunteering activities. During the last year, Camelot employees contributed over 1,600 hours to community activities. People are so motivated and engaged by taking part in these types of activities that it has a really positive impact on morale and on teams, and therefore on overall productivity within the organisation. We see it as an investment in our people and in the community, and we get enormous positive feedback and a motivated workforce as a result of it.
Camelot is committed to engaging and consulting with its employees. But there's no point in doing that unless the senior team are prepared to act on the feedback they receive. Consultation does contribute to strategic decisions and influences the development of work programmes. The Staff Consultative Forum was set up to promote dialogue between the senior executive team and employees at all levels. Diane Thompson attends its meetings quarterly, reflecting her view that the forum's effectiveness is essential for Camelot's future engagement with staff.
The role and the purpose and the establishment of the Staff Consultative Forum is primarily concerned with collating issues that staff members might have and taking them for further discussion and resolve with senior stakeholders within the business. We are concerned with ensuring that all Camelot behaviours are implemented and adopted and understood, that the morale is kept upbeat, and that staff continue to become or feel motivated and have a sense of belonging within the organisation. In order to manage motivation and the Camelot behaviours and morale, we've actually introduced quite a number of schemes, namely under the wellbeing umbrella, a subsidised gym membership, allowing staff members to manage stress levels, whether it's through physical activity or whether it's through general health.
My overall vision is that we have in place a reward structure that enables us to recognise and reward for high performance. We have some criteria for rewarding people, including a progression pay review process which is conducted on an annual review. We also have annual bonus and non-financial incentives to make sure that we have a cross-section of reward mechanisms in place to make our staff feel valued and also to enable us to retain and attract quality staff. We have an excellent benefits package at Camelot, including a pension scheme which allows people to match up to 7.5% of their salary. We have excellent benefits for maternity returners, gym membership, and an employee assistance programme. It really is about high performance and doing an excellent job.
I'm very confident that Camelot will win the next licence. I'm not complacent. We've been working really hard for nearly 2 years now, but we've got some fantastic things in the bid. And I'm sure whoever reads it will just look at it and think, wow.